Welcome to the Rude Dude Cast. Rude Cast!
Welcome to episode 181 of the Rude Dude Cast. That's right, we're back taking over Dan's Twitch stream for another Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. Standard Eastern Time, or Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about video games, comic books, pro wrestling, horror movies, and all the latest and the greatest in nerd things. And just a quick reminder, we are a podcast. You can find us where you find all podcasts and on YouTube. Under the Rude Dude Cast. Recently, because of the pandemic, we brought the show back where we do it on Dan Moronius's Twitch stream, where we stream live from places in New York that will remain nameless. One is on an island that's long, and the other is above the Bronx, but below Albany somewhere. And so
that's just the kind of vagueness I like.
Yeah, and but yeah, we're here. We're hanging out. We're two friends. We've been friends since we're kids. We talk about bullshit. We're here to bullshit. It is a summery day. It's kind of overcast. Light 70s for all those who give a fuck what the weather is in New York. I got my coffee. I'm ready to go. It is a packed show full of video game news, some pro wrestling, everything else, movies and comic books wise. Going to take a backseat today because we have a lot to talk about. Because guys, I know you in Twitch, which I'll jump into the Twitch stream right now. Sorry, I'm jumping into the conversation. My name's BMT Juicebox on there. There's an app update available. Nope, that's fine. I will just jump in. I know you all saw it, but did you guys, Dan? We never got to discuss because we knew it was coming. What were your initial thoughts of the abortion that is the PS5?
I love it. All right, this is a perfect way to kick off video games. So, okay, PS5. It's good. It's gonna be a lot. Well, it's really not. It's not that much. It's not that much. I could really milk it. If you've been living under a rock, I can't even imagine not having. Let me just ban this spam account really quick.
People who don't game.
Yeah, like everybody had to have seen this. Like anyone with a Twitter account had to have seen this. So like PS5 was revealed last week, pretty much like the day after we did the podcast. Or it was actually the day of last week's podcast. Pretty much ended the podcast and we watched the PS5 reveal right on stream. So I can't imagine having not heard about this by now. But people, I guess the big thing that everyone is talking about after the event is the look, right? Everyone's like, oh, it looks like a giant Wi-Fi router. It looks like a fucking, you know what I mean? Making fun of the way it looks. Now, here's the thing. Okay. My first impression was like, oh my God, it's hideous. But I have since seen it laid out vertically. You can look it up and you can see what it looks like. I'm sorry, horizontally, not vertically. It was only shown vertically.
I mean, you didn't have to look it up. You just
look sideways. But the thing is, they didn't really specify like which end it laid down on, so you couldn't tell like with the proper design. Because I mean, like one side looks different than the other. You don't know how it's gonna look amongst the rest of your consoles in your TV stand and stuff like that.
It looks okay horizontally. It still looks like you got a trapper keeper with some shit.
It does. It does. Kaikot says it looks modern, and that's what the PlayStation. I think the head of PlayStation came out and said that they were like, "Yeah, this is a console for the 2020s. We want to make this look like modern furniture." You know what I mean? They're trying to make it look like like an Apple store. You know what I mean?
And trying to make it look like an Apple product because it looks like an Apple product.
And I get what they were going for, and what I can say is that it has since grown on me. The more I look at it, the more I like it. I'm like, I could see this amongst my
it's kind of sexual.
I like it.
Vagina.
Yes, I want to touch it, and I don't really like touching anything. You know what I mean? I touch that.
What is with this tower? What's the tower?
What tower?
This giant ass tower thing.
Let me see. Show your phone. Show phone. I think that's not real. I've never seen that before. That might be like a mock somebody made up a design or something, a fan made design or something. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Unless maybe who the fuck knows?
Looks like a
PlayStation
tower.
5 heavy version. So anyway, I'm not going to break down the whole thing, but basically the deal is that they didn't announce a price, but they did announce that there's going to be two versions of it. There's going to be the one with the disc slot and the one that's the all digital version, which I can't imagine even I can't even fathom a use for discs in 2020. So I'm definitely going to get the digital version. It's going to be much cheaper. Well, it's probably going to be like, let's be real, it'll probably be about $50 cheaper. It says Xbox Series X looks like a mini fridge. It looks like a shoebox. The Xbox Series X looks like a shoebox.
I saw it though, but I saw the comparisons, and pretty much Xbox is better all around, except the PS5 is faster load times.
Well, I don't know. The Xbox, yes, categorically speaking, tech specs.
That's what I mean. When you're looking at all the specs, that's basically
yeah.
what it
Xbox
breaks
is the
down
better
to.
machine, but the thing is, it doesn't matter because PlayStation has the better games. And what they proved in the last console generation is the Xbox One was a little bit stronger than the PS4. PS4 outsold it 3-1 because of the games. You know what I mean? So,
oh man, somebody stole my idea. I literally was looking for the Xbox Series X, a picture of it.
yeah.
And I found this, and it's a PS3 inside a Trapper Keeper.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And so, to me, I think Sony still got the games. Xbox is saying they bought out all these studios to develop first-party games because that's their weakest point, is that the only fucking console exclusives Xbox has had over the last 20 years is Gears of War and Halo, which in my opinion is like, to me, those are dead games. Like, I couldn't give a shit less about either one of those games, and I haven't ever. Neither of those games ever interested me. But Sony's got just this plethora, this pantheon of elite franchises. God of War, The Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn. The list goes on. You know what I mean? Uncharted. It just goes on. And so that's why PlayStation is always going to be superior to Xbox until Xbox comes up and steps up and makes better games. And it's not going to happen this generation because every Xbox exclusive is also going to be available on PC. So for somebody like me that has a gaming PC, among everyone else that has a PC on the planet has no reason to buy an Xbox. Anyway.
So do you think Xbox sales are going to go down? Or do you
Definitely.
Or do you think that like casual gamers buy Xboxes because it's like a Microsoft thing and it's
still gonna, Xbox will always still be a thing, but I think
they outsell PlayStation?
No, PlayStation outsells Xbox like 2-1, 3-1.
Really?
Yeah. This generation, they killed Xbox. But the thing is,
Yeah.
Xbox knows that. They already know the console war has been lost. The hardware war has been lost, and it's been lost. They're not going to win that back. So Xbox's plan, or Microsoft, I should say, their plan is to not necessarily sell you on a console, but to get your foot in the door somewhere on a subscription service. That's why Xbox Game Pass is now extended over to PC. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And they want to sell you on their service more than the hardware itself. So anyway, from the PlayStation 5 reveal event, because there was no E3 this year, we're getting mixed game trailers fucking scattered everywhere. We got a lot at the PlayStation 5
Holy
reveal.
shit! Switch. There was more Switches sold than Xbox Ones.
Yeah. Xbox has not been doing well on
What?
hardware sales. Yeah.
Yeah, 106 million PlayStation 4 totals, 50 million Switches, 46 million Xbox Ones. No way.
Yeah, dude. Xbox. It's because Xbox fucked up
this year.
Xbox had a horrible showing when they unveiled the Xbox One back in 2013 at E3, and PlayStation just outclassed them. Xbox came out and they said a whole bunch of nonsense.
It's so funny because like I always was a PlayStation guy, and then I felt like all of
Xbox
our friends got
took over.
Xboxes and the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And then Xbox One came out, and I guess.
Oh, they dropped the ball bad when the Xbox
I think
One
like
came
all
out.
their gamers got the PS.
Well, this is what happened. They took over for the Xbox 360 generation, but when they unveiled the One, they came out and the focus wasn't on the console, it wasn't on the games. It was like damage control. They were like, "Hey guys, we're taking away the ability to play used games. That's not a thing anymore, but guess what? Netflix, YouTube, we're going to have all these apps. You're going to be able to integrate your cable box into the Xbox One and watch
cable
TV
box is
on
like
the
a huge
Xbox."
thing. You know what? I only knew one person who used the cable box to watch their Xbox. That was our buddy Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle M, not Kyle Tricola.
Yeah.
And I could not figure out how to fucking work the TV.
It was
anytime
stupid.
I stayed over.
It's so dumb.
Yeah. It's like, why don't I
And
just watch the TV? Why does it have to go through my Xbox?
and in addition to that, you couldn't buy it separately from the Kinect. If you wanted to buy an Xbox One, the Kinect came bundled in. So
No, the Kinect
no, it
came
was
with the 360.
no.
I
The
didn't get
new,
it. I didn't get a
well,
Kinect with my Xbox.
that's because
One.
they separated them. You got yours later. So
right.
at launch, they came bundled in. You couldn't buy, it was just the one edition. And as a result, it was $100 more than the fucking PlayStation 4.
Why was the Kinect even trying to be a thing?
Because they're idiots. And so they just are. And so as a result of this, and on the other side of things, and so everybody hated it. Everybody's like, this is garbage. They had to do damage control and backtrack on a bunch of things, like the ability to like not sell used games, like use used games.
Okay.
And on the other side of things, the next day, PlayStation unveiled at $100 cheaper, and their conference was just like, here's the system. Oh, and that's all. Here's about 60 amazing game trailers. You know what I mean? And there was no bullshit.
Now it's 2020.
Not 60, but it was like 30. Anyway.
It's all good. It's 2020. I'm about to maybe dive into a new system again, and then
get a
resell
PS5
it in 2 years.
Get a PS5.
Yeah, PS5. I guess that's the way to go. I haven't had a PlayStation since PlayStation 2.
Get a PS5,
especially with Tony Hawk coming out.
I couldn't stress enough get a PS5. And the reason why is because just like 2013, it's all about the games, baby. And so there was a ton of fucking games shown at this PS5 event. The ones that stuck out the most to me, the biggest one to me, maybe not the biggest one to everyone, but the biggest one to me.
So is this kind of our E3 Super Show? But
yes,
E3?
More or less. And like I said, like E3 didn't happen this year, but all the game trailers still came out.
Like this week, everything just came out.
Yeah, and it's still happening. Like as we speak, there's still game trailers coming out. Like there's still like the Cyberpunk 2077 event is happening like later this month and stuff like that. I feel
like the people from E3 could have put together like say an online version
IGN.
of E3.
IGN did it. So IGN had this thing called the Summer Expo of Gamings where they just had like they basically wrangled up all the game trailers and showed it on this, like they did live streams over the course of 4 days, which is basically what E3 is. It was E3 without the E3.
Interesting.
Yeah. But to be completely honest with you, it was a bunch of trash. Like it was like there was a few big games in it, but nothing really huge.
It was like a bad episode of Attack of the Show on G4 or something like that.
Most of the big stuff came out of this PlayStation event. Kai Kat says, I don't know why only now Sony is doing backwards compatibility. Only now. You know why? Because they already won. Like Sony didn't really have to go out of their way to add all these quality of life features in the PS4 because they were already outselling no matter what. So they didn't really have to. Just like the way Sony, it took them the whole console generation to make it so you could change your username. Like Sony has never had a reason to really work too hard on worrying about quality of life because they're winning the console war anyway. You know what I mean? But anyway, the biggest thing that came out of this PlayStation 5 event to me was Demon's Souls Remake. Now, if you don't know, not everybody knows about Demon's Souls, but I'm sure you've all heard of Dark Souls.
Sounds like Dark Souls to me.
Yes, Dark Souls obviously is the franchise that blew up, but Demon's Souls came before Dark Souls, and it was like the original Souls game. But it was a PlayStation 3 exclusive. So people that didn't have a PlayStation 3 or people that didn't know about that game back when they had a PlayStation 3 like me never played Demon's Souls that went on to love the Dark Souls franchise. I would bet you if it was it's probably some kind of ridiculous statistic. Like I would bet if I had to place a number down, I could almost say it's probably about like 80% of the Dark Souls like player base has probably never played Demon's Souls. So that's why this is like such a huge deal because it's like a legendary game now because of the success of Dark Souls and Bloodborne, Sekiro, all these From Software games and no one's ever played Demon's Souls. And the reason why this is a huge deal is because it's not just a remaster like when Dark Souls got remastered. This is a remake from the ground up. It's an overhaul of the game. It's an overhaul of the gameplay. And oh my god, it looks so good. I just cannot wait. I cannot wait for this. When I saw this, I just freaked the fuck out. There were like rumors that it might be happening, but nothing was confirmed. And then when they showed the trailer, it was fucking bananas, and it blew my mind. That was the biggest thing to me out of this whole thing. Beyond that, a sleeper game. Big time sleeper game, and I might butcher the pronunciation because I am from North America, where between the mid 1990s and the mid 2000s.
What about Spider-Man, Miles Morales?
Yes, that happened too. But I'm not hating. I'm not a hater. but I am so fucking wiped on superhero shit. I was gonna mention it, but I was gonna glance over it.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie.
wasn't there like a really good Spider-Man game that came out not too long ago?
Yeah, like 2 years ago, there was a Spider-Man game, and that was a huge and PlayStation exclusive, huge game. People loved it. I'm just wiped on superhero stuff. Like and it's completely Marvel's fault. It's completely because of all the Marvel movies that come out every year, and it's it's not just not exclusive to video games, but movies, comics, video games, TV shows. Like, I couldn't be more disinterested in superhero stuff right now, just because of the oversaturation of it. You know what I mean? It's like when zombie movies were the whole thing for like 10 years. You know what I mean? People were burnt out on zombie shit. That's how I am with superheroes right now. But yes,
some zombie news also.
Yes, Train to Busan. But so yes, there's also a Spider-Man game, but
and Project Athia.
Yes, how'd you know I was gonna say that?
Dude, I got in the background. You can't see it right now.
How'd you know I was gonna say Project Athia?
I have a YouTube video going of 40 minutes of just PlayStation or just all the
Dude,
PlayStation 5 trailers.
Project Athia. I don't know how to read because I live in North America.
It's probably Athia. I used to go to school with a girl named Athia.
Okay, so Project Athia, dude, this is literally it's the next thing on my list. You can't see it, but I promise you it is. Dude, this game looks sick.
I've seen some of these trailers just popping around the internet. I don't know everything that's going on. So basically, Xbox didn't announce shit, and PlayStation is just announcing everything.
Yeah,
okay.
Xbox and yeah. So this game, Xbox has some catching up to do, but Project Athia, holy shit! This trailer just I saw it and my jaw dropped. I was like, this looks incredible. This is the game that I want to play, because in an era where games have kind of just started to suck, you know what I mean? A lot of games that come out are just shit multiplayer games that are thrown together to be money traps.
Everything, and no offense to anybody who's watching this now, who's an active gamer, I just feel like everything is either a Fortnite ripoff or a Call of Duty ripoff.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit games that come out.
I want some good story.
And yeah, and don't get me wrong, good single player story games still come out, but just so much less than they used to.
They don't. I don't think they get the push because they're not multiplayer.
Yeah, they don't. Well, it's hard. See, the thing is with certain multiplayer games, it can just turn into this never-ending fucking money machine. You know what I mean? Because you can add new content to it, and microtransactions, and the consumer just keeps feeding it money. You know what I mean? Where a single-player story game comes out, they get your $60, they're done with the game, and then maybe you do a DLC expansion later on, and then they make a little bit more money. But Fortnite had cosmetic item shops that change out items every day. It's fucking making money hand over fist in comparison.
All right, fuck Fortnite. Tell me about Athia.
Yeah. So
Althea.
This game trailer just absolutely nobody's really talking about it, but this game just fucking blew me away. It's being made by Square Enix Japan. The one thing is, I can say that every freaking major game conference, E3 show, there's always one game that looks amazing, head and shoulders above the rest, and then it enters development hell, never comes out, gets canceled 10 years later. You know what I mean? I'm worried that Project Athia is going to be that game, because I don't even think Project Athia is the real name. I think that's just a working title, and they just wanted to show off this thing that just to kind of show off the hardware of PlayStation. You know what I mean? To show off what it's capable of. That's my fear.
Do they not have a release date or anything?
No, there was a lot of stuff that didn't have release dates. This was one of them.
Some of them said 2020. So
yeah, some of them did. The real big thing, Demon's Souls was my big thing, but I think the big thing for everyone that got announced was probably the new Horizon game, the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West. This is the biggest game that got announced.
Well, I think don't you also have your old schoolers? Wasn't there a new Resident Evil also?
Yes. That got announced as well.
Is that a remake or is that a?
It's new. Kaigat says co-op story games are underrated. This is true. And Kara says game is not worth it if it does not have multiplayer. I completely disagree.
I disagree also, because I'm a gamer who likes to I like a good story, and I you know what, I didn't even think about that. Whoever said that in the chat, because I've been so out of the game and this sort of thing for a little bit. I didn't even think of multiplayer. What did you say? Multiplayer story mode, a 2-person campaign or something like that.
Co-op, yeah.
Co-op.
There's a lot of great games out like that, A Way Out. A Way
Are there
Out.
good co-op story mode games?
Yeah.
I remember looking this up a long time ago.
It's not. There's not a lot, but like A Way Out is probably like the one that comes to mind the most. That like tackled like multiplayer and story together. But I get what Kayra's saying. There's like to the young. I don't know how old Kayra is, but like to the younger generation, like this is a Zoomer versus Millennials thing, right? Millennials came up playing open world, not even just open world, but single player story based games because that's what we were raised on. The younger generation is growing up on like Fortnite and Overwatch and Call of Duty and shit like that. So to them, that is like what they like. You know what I mean? They hadn't been, you know what I mean? So like we grew up with different games. So it's a generational type thing. I understand the younger generation stance on it too. Don't get me wrong. But anyway, the biggest, yes, Horizon Forbidden West. I think it's interesting too because the title, because Horizon Zero Dawn, right? Now, we didn't even know before Horizon Forbidden West got announced that, like, Horizon was the franchise name. You know what I mean? Like, it's called Horizon. Zero Dawn is the subtitle, right? Horizon Forbidden West. You know, I thought it was just going to be called, like, it does. But I thought it was going to be called, like, I just thought it was going to be Horizon Zero Dawn 2. You know what I mean? But it's not. I thought the whole title was Horizon Zero Dawn. It's just Horizon. You know what I mean? Which is kind of cool. Horizon Forbidden West is the thing. The game obviously goes further west than Horizon Zero Dawn from where did the other one take place? I want to say it was like parts of Colorado and Utah to now I think LA is what it looked like. But damn, I mean, listen, Horizon Forbidden West, we know it's going to be good. The first game was good. I can't see this being bad. They have the meat and potatoes of a good game already in place. They just, make a new one, you know what I mean? So I can't wait for it. I loved Horizon Zero Dawn so much. It's probably in my top 5 of games that came out this past console generation. So I'm extremely excited for this new one. Now, what I wanted to touch on was the release dates, right? Horizon Forbidden West, no release date. Demon's Souls Remake, no release date. All these other games, no release date. There was a few in there that had like 2020. We saw a couple of 2021s, but there wasn't a lot. I think, and what my fingers are crossed for, is for something like Horizon and Demon's Souls. The reason why, perhaps, this is me being optimistic, right? You know, I'm a little trying to be optimistic here. Perhaps the reason they didn't give a release date was because the PlayStation 5 also didn't get a release date. Now, obviously, it's coming out holiday 2020, but we don't know if it's coming out in October. We don't know if it's coming out in November. Historically, consoles usually come out in October or very early November, just before Black Friday. So, I'm assuming that's when the PS5 is coming out, probably late October, mid to late October. So I'm
Friday. I don't think we're gonna get to fucking Black Friday this year.
Probably not, dude. Probably not. Let's be honest. I don't even know
why we're even talking about this.
If all goes well,
there won't be a Christmas.
Yeah, but if there is, I'm hoping that the reason why Horizon and Demon's Souls didn't get an release date was because they might be launch games with the PlayStation 5, and they weren't prepared to announce the release date for that. Hopeful, optimistic, not likely.
Do we have a Horizon Zero Dawn Horizon Forbidden West story at all, or no? We nothing.
Well, it's a continuation. She's out seeking the larger mysteries of the world. You know, the Horizon is one of those games that it's a post-apocalyptic game, but it takes place over 1,000 years into the apocalypse. So the old world, right, is buried, man. Like you see remnants of like buildings and stuff like that, but are mostly completely overgrown. And it's not like a franchise like The Last of Us or The Walking Dead where you see like, oh, the building is covered in leaves, cool. No. Like the Earth has taken back the fucking land. You know what I mean? Like the Earth has reclaimed itself. Okay. And so there's like, and I guess the big detail in this trailer was that it seems like there's going to be a lot of underwater shit, which was not a thing in the last game. So that's kind of cool.
See, that's tough. Every video game you ever play that has underwater shit, it's always the hardest parts.
True.
The underwater levels in Mario, impossible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
The underwater level in Donkey Kong Country, super hard.
Yes.
Everything's harder underwater.
They made
same thing.
They made a point to show that she has some kind of oxygen tank, so I don't think breathing underwater is going to be an issue. Hopefully you can stay under there as long as you want. Kai God says, Black Fridays are dead here. He's from Portugal. Fake discounts are just miserable regular up to 10% discounts. Sorry, dude.
That's
sad.
Better off. Better off that way.
So anyway.
Hey, did you see the trailer for this game called Stray? The cat?
Yes. Yes, I did.
It looked pretty interesting.
Looks cool. Yeah, there's and that's what I said. Like, dude, normally when we do like the E3, I would just cover the whole fucking thing in a standalone Rude Dude Cast episode. But this year it's so unorganized. There is no E3. There's nothing for me. There's no list for me to pull from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this says 2021 for Stray. All right.
Yeah, that game looks cool,
exclusive.
man. I'll play that.
I don't know, dude. Dude, you know how many stupid people just buy that game because it has a stupid cat?
Yeah, the cat game. Hell yeah, I'm down. You know what I mean?
Cat people.
I'll play it. Cat people. Yeah. So I'm excited, man. I'm totally down with PS5. I'm gonna get one. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like me buying one is gonna happen. That's inevitable. But as to whether or not I make the effort to like fucking get one at launch or wait a couple of months completely depends on the launch lineup. If Horizon Zero Dawn or Demon Souls is a day one game, I'm a day one purchaser. Okay, I'll be there. I'll have it. I promise. Maybe. So that's it for video games, pretty much. Ton of fucking trailers.
There's a ton of video.
Oh yeah, there's wait. But wait, there is more. That's it for the PlayStation 5 event. Today.
Really? That's
yes.
it for PlayStation 5?
Yeah, for at least for my coverage of it.
You're like, fuck the rest of it.
So beyond that, The Last of Us. This is the this
Oh yes. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, The Last of Us coming out this Friday. I just finished my 8th playthrough of The Last of Us 1. Fucking 8 times. I can't name another single player game that I've played through 8 times.
Okay, wait. But before you jump into your Last of Us, then I have this cool article. I want to know if you agree.
Okay.
It was done by Bloody Disgusting. The top 10 greatest moments in The Last of Us. So this is full spoilers. Full spoilers. I want to know.
Full spoilers for The Last of Us 1. Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Wait. Before we go on, Kaikot, the one thing that didn't get announced about the PS5 was the price. And Kaikot is suggesting PS5 may be a beast, but it's going to be expensive. You can expect PS3 launch price, which released for $599, right? So $599 was the PS3, and if you buy it with a game plus tax, that's closer to $700. And say you want to buy an extra controller, you're looking at probably $760. So hopefully, this is the thing though, right? PS5 has not announced a price. Xbox Series X has not announced a price, right? And so they're at a standoff. They're at a standoff right now, and I can guarantee you.
What game was that? I just saw a trailer for a game called Returnal. It looks ridiculous. Did you see Did you see that?
What is it called?
Returnal?
No, Returnal of the Mac.
No, it looked like Horizon.
No, I didn't see it. Or at least I don't remember it. I saw so many trailers. Everything's a blur. But I think that there's a good chance that because, like, Kai got saying that he thinks it's going to be PS3 launch price. But the thing is, maybe the PS5 version with the disc version launches at $599. But the discless version, the digital version, is going to be $50 cheaper because there's no fucking disc version. The dickless version. Or maybe it's going to be $550 and $500. That's what I'm hoping for because I'll pay $500 for a digital console. Anyway, whatever. I think whoever comes out first is going to be more expensive, and then the other one's going to be like, haha, gotcha, we're cheaper. At least by $50. Anyway,
I think if what you're saying is correct, that I think no matter what, the Xbox is going to be cheaper because of just lack of sales comparatively in the last generation.
Yeah.
And because in this generation, like it looks like the PlayStation is coming out so hard.
Yeah.
But that is
time will tell. So all right, on to The Last of Us.
So The Last of Us. So they ranked top 25 games of the last decade. Some people in this put it as their number one favorite game of the last decade. But here we go. Top 10 moments of The Last of Us. Navigating the subway.
Okay.
All right. Getting the cold shoulder from Ellie.
I know. All right. I think I know what part of the game they're talking about. It's like
I'm trying not to go into the details.
Yeah. Okay.
Suburban sniper, making the duel feel more like organic. The gunman will yell specific taunts that relate to your behavior in current location.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty memorable.
What are you so afraid of? An exemplary showcase of cutting-edge tech and show-stopping acting. In the making of documentary. I guess there's a documentary called Grounded. It's the making of the game.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know, but it basically talks about I don't know how the acting's really good. Caught in a trap. not only do you have to recalibrate your eyes for the inverted perspective, but you also
Oh yeah.
got to contend with limited movement controls and swaying aiming.
Yeah, Joel gets caught in a trap and he's hung upside down, and you have to shoot off a bunch of zombies while you're upside down. It's kind of fucked.
Can't deny the view. A staple of YouTuber react videos everywhere is it's impossible to forget the first time you saw these majestic creatures. So I guess the
They talking about the giraffe?
giraffe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. As many of us are figuring out chilling in the mall. As many of us are figuring out right now, people need to find whatever joy they can in difficult times. Let's say they just go insane. So I guess just walking around the mall.
In the DLC?
Maybe. Winter has come. Something with winter time.
Oh yeah. That's when you get to take over and play as Ellie for like an hour.
Something about number 2. This make you all nostalgic. Something about being nostalgic. These are pretty in depth. I'll send these to you. I thought it was going to be more like just like top 10 things about it.
Yeah. What's number one?
The lie. Ashley Johnson nails the ambiguity of this last shot.
Yes. So a lot of people still are up in arms about this. Without spoiling like specific details, I'll just say that like there's a very big lie that Joel tells to Ellie at the end of the game, and Ellie questions him about it, and you can just kind of see in her face that she kind of knows he's not giving her the whole truth, you know? And but it's like the game ends right on her facial expression, and you're left wondering, like, does she know he's full of shit or not? And I think she clearly knows. Does she know the exact details of what went down and what he's hiding from her? No, but you can tell she knows something ain't right. Anyway.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm just saying, Last of Us 2 coming out Friday. Can't fucking wait. I'm going to binge it all weekend. I'm not going to be streaming it. I'm going to play it all weekend long. Then I'm probably going to miss Monday because I'll probably still be playing the game by Monday, so I won't be streaming then. But like Tuesday, Wednesday, the latest, I'll be back on Twitch, and I'm going to stream my second playthrough of The Last of Us, probably next week. So
you're gonna play it, and then
I'm gonna play it off stream. I'm gonna play it off stream for the first time because it's just an experience I don't want to. You know, when you stream, you got a fucking microphone in your face. I got 2 screens. I got a chat. I got all this shit that I'm worried about. When I play like a story game when I'm streaming, I'll be honest, I only get about 40% of the game. The other 60% of my attention is going to streaming. And I don't really want to experience The Last of Us 2 that way. I want to experience it like just me, the game. I want to play it on my fucking TV.
Yeah, like the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, I want to experience it that way for the first time. But I'll do my second playthrough on Twitch, and I'm going to pretty much start that right away as soon as I'm done with the first one. Anyway, so just wanted to include that. Other than that, any other video game news? I think Cyberpunk
2K21.
Yeah, there was a pretty crazy 2K21 trailer in that PlayStation event. It was just a cinematic trailer. It was not gameplay, but holy shit, man. Like, you know, it's like the same thing you say every time there's a new 2K that comes out. It's like, wow, look at the sweat. The sweat looks so crazy. You know what I mean?
I saw some trailer. It looked like it was for Cyberpunk, but it also looked like it could have been for whatever that game is with like the cars that play soccer.
Rocket League?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't tell what it was. And then some trailer for a game called Gank. Kenk.
Gank? I don't know.
I don't know.
Chat say Kaikat says I'd hold off from buying a launch PS5 because the small library is its new release and there will be slim versions. There's always
this shit looks trippy as hell.
Yes, I saw that. That does look cool. Slim versions go for cheaper, same hardware. First versions of any console always have bug history. True. Yeah. Like when I got the Xbox One, I got the Xbox One at launch, and goddamn, dude, I had to get 3 different versions of it because I had to keep sending it back, and they kept giving me new ones because they were fucked up, and I kept running into like console breaking bugs where they just like it would just break on me.
I remember these Xboxes breaking.
Yeah, it was a mess at launch. PS4, I didn't get it at launch, but I got it very early on. Like I got it in February. It came out in October. I got it February, right? So I got it like 4 or 5 months later, and my PS4 has been fine. I have the same PS4 I've always had. Never ran into problems with it. So, you know, like I said, if I don't get it at launch, I'll get it at launch if it's got a couple of really good games. Like I'll live through the bugs. I don't really care. Like I'll live through a bug-plagued console to experience Horizon Forbidden West on day one. But like I said, if like that and Demon Souls aren't on at day one, I'm gonna hold off until those come out. Anyway,
Yeah, that Solar Ash game that just popped up on the screen, it looks like weird as fuck. Looks
Yeah,
tricky.
man. Yeah, dude. There's been a lot. What's it? Oh, is this Demon Souls? Yeah, this is Demon Souls.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, I can't
Cool.
wait.
How hard do you think? Oh, it looks pretty.
Oh yeah, and it's fucking. Keep in your mind that this is a game that came out in like 2006, dude, and this is like a remake of it. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
a remake.
yeah, not a remaster. It's like a remake from the ground up. You know what I mean? Like
this is all cinematic. Wow.
it's all
like
over.
that.
It's all overhauled. You know what I mean? This is overhauled visuals, overhauled gameplay.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude.
That looks crazier than like real shit. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
dude. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. It's freaking
What is
beautiful.
that? What's carrying it?
I think that's probably some dragon or some shit, dude.
Dragon.
Packet says not bugs, hardware problems too. The PS3 and Xbox 360 both launched with overwhelming problems. Very specifically, yes, 360. Remember the Red Ring of Death?
None of this is gameplay, right? This is just all cinematic.
Yes, but they did release screenshots of gameplay, and it looks pretty consistent with that. Like it's not a joke. That's gameplay right there. Or that's a cinematic cutscene before a boss fight. But yeah. Like the thing about these games is like what you see is what you get. So obviously,
right.
like when you're playing the game, like it's not going to be,
Awesome.
The camera perspectives aren't going to be like that, but it's going to be rendered that way. Like the quality will be that high. It's just not going to, you know what I mean? You're just going to be seeing that shit from the third person perspective, you know? Oh man, I can't wait. I can't fucking wait for that.
So when is this coming out?
No release date. So hopefully day one, but we'll see. Hey, they're serious. So moving on from games, that's all I got for games. I got
nothing else for games.
At the end of I think at some point. And today we're gonna be checking this out after the stream. Actually, actually, Fortnite's new season came out today. I don't play Fortnite a lot anymore. I kind of just check it out usually when a new season drops. They did their live event yesterday or the day before. I don't really remember. When was that? It was Monday. They did their live event on Monday, which is always cool. Like, I'll always stop back in on Fortnite when they do these special event things. They're kind of cool to see. It was all right. It wasn't that cool. They kind of, like, one thing I think Fortnite does that's pretty cool that, like, other Battle Royals don't really do is it has, like, a lore to it, right? There's always a story being told through, like, environmental storytelling with, like, map updates and shit like that. And these live events that happen. And for this time, this was one of the first times Fortnite actually had a fucking cinematic cutscene where you got teleported into the real world, and which is alluding to the fact that Fortnite Battle Royale is actually a fucking simulation. You know what I mean? And there's some outside people that are controlling the simulation, kind of like, you know, Hunger Games, kind of. You know what I mean? Which is
interesting.
Which is cool. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, that's actually cool. Fortnite's doing something cool for once. There's a new, and like I said, new season just started today, so I'm gonna kind of check that out after the stream and see what's up. Other than that, I think some Cyberpunk news came out. They're gonna do their big event, I think, at the end of this month, like the 25th or something like that. But I just read today that a new gameplay detail has emerged that you get to pick from one of three like backstories or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like you can be a nomad, a street punk or some shit, a street rat, street something, or a corporate person, right? And so I think what this means is that the game can have three very different beginnings based off of what you choose. You know what I mean? Like if you're a nomad, I think you start the game like out in the fucking desert somewhere. If you're a street person, you're probably in the inner city. If you're a corporate person, you probably you know, like I think that's at least what I was led to believe by this video that I saw. I don't fucking know.
Hey, do you know?
Anyway.
Do you know, not to change subjects on it.
Yeah.
Do you know if the new Resident Evil game is a remake or is it a new game?
I think it's new. I think it's Resident Evil 8.
Because the remake that came out a couple of years ago was like
recently,
really well received, right?
Resident Evil 2 and 3 came out remakes. Yeah. Not remasters, remakes. Really well received. Yeah, people loved it. This is brand new. So, The Village, right? Resident Evil The Village or Resident Evil 8 or something like that. It looks cool.
Those games are too scary for me.
Yeah, I don't do well with horror, dude. I really don't. I don't do well with jump scares and shit like that, so.
Well, all those games are jump scares.
Yes, absolutely. So that's all for video games, dude.
You've tried to get out of video games for 10 minutes. I keep bringing
That's legitimately it. That's legitimately all I got.
We'll see.
That was 45 minutes of games, so
all right, cool. I mean, I'm just chilling.
So TV, movies. What do you got? Train to Busan. Train Train to Busan. I saw the new trailer.
Yep. So Train to Busan, dude. I don't know how to feel about this.
Peninsula.
So, Train to Busan Peninsula dropped today. So Train to Busan is South Korean like apocalypse zombie movie.
Yes.
By acclaimed director Young Sang-ho. I'm pretty sure what else has he done? Did he do Parasite? No, that's Bong Joon-ho. Regardless, if you're into movies and if you're into horror movies and you're into zombie movies, Train to Busan is like one of the better zombie movies of the last like decade.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Kind of long, but it's still really good. So it was announced a while ago that Peninsula, or this is called Train to Busan Peninsula, will be coming out. And the trailer dropped, I think, yesterday. So basically, the film is described as 4 years after South Korea's total decimation in Train to Busan, the zombie thriller that captivated audiences worldwide, acclaimed director Yang Sang-ho brings us Peninsula, the next nail-biting chapter in his post-apocalyptic world. Jung Seok, a soldier who previously escaped the deceased wasteland, relives the horror when assigned to a covert operation with two simple objectives: retrieve and survive. When his team unexpectedly stumbles upon survivors, their lives will depend on whether the best or worst of human nature prevails in the direst of circumstances. So it sounds like basically like the next chapter of every sort of zombie story, which is once you hit the initial problem, which is the zombies, there's always this lull where things kind of chill out and you kind of handle the zombies. They're very much a threat, very much an issue, but people are always more dangerous than the zombies, a la The Walking Dead. Yeah, and that's kind of seems like what we're getting here. The trailer was crazy.
How many years passed in between? Do we know?
4.
Okay.
Well, at least 4 years since Train to Busan came out. I don't know if it's 4 years after.
It looks like time passes because the world is overgrown and shit. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's 4. Maybe it's just 4 years.
Yeah.
Which is a good amount of time for a lot to happen. I just don't know if it's going to be like any good. I don't know. I get weary of sequels, especially horror movie sequels, especially ones that do really, really well. It's very rare. It's very rare that the sequel is just as good or better.
True. I'll say that Train to Busan, and I did just dig up some Walking Dead news that just broke recently. Oh, but nice. I was gonna say Train to Busan is probably the first post Walking Dead zombie franchise that has interested me. Because the last thing before The Walking Dead was what's the fucking one with Woody Harrelson and the guy from the Facebook movie?
Oh, Zombieland,
right? So
which I went back and watched in October. It doesn't hold up, but Zombieland 2 is okay.
I still haven't seen Zombieland 2, but like once The Walking Dead came out, like I lost all interest in anything else zombie related. You know what I mean? They just took such a stronghold on the whole thing. You know what I mean? But Peninsula looks cool.
It also got like super saturated,
Yeah, and it was in an already saturated market, right? And then The Walking Dead came out and had this new perspective on it. The Walking Dead was always supposed to be what happens after the credits roll in a zombie movie, right? And that's what I loved about The Walking Dead. But because of that, the movie format has just not been able to like go as deep as a TV show can. You know what I mean? So
we covered a couple of horror zombie movies on this show, as recently as Blood Quantum on Shudder, about the Native Americans with the zombie apocalypse and how Native American blood, if you were Native American, you couldn't get the virus. So people were going to. We talked about it a few weeks ago on the cast. Remember. I did a review on it. I think that was one of the better ones because it was original. The problem is it's very hard to get an original zombie idea.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say is like, it's so hard to come up with something different in the zombie genre today. And I feel like the only way for something to succeed is to be a little bit different than like The Walking Dead or anything else that you would see in the genre. Like that's just like kind of, because zombie stuff isn't really horror, right? It's more like turned into this like survival drama thing that The Walking Dead presents it as, right? So if you're gonna do a zombie thing that works,
I mean,
it's gotta be
it's survival horror.
right,
It's horror.
right, or drama too. Like The Walking Dead is more survival drama than survival horror. You know what I mean? But I'd say like yes, there are certain movies in the category that are survival horror, like 28 Days Later. You know what I mean? Or 28 Weeks Later. But Peninsula looks cool. The one thing that I was curious about was that they presented them a reason to go back to Busan, right? That was the thing. Like, it's like you go to Busan, we'll give you millions of dollars if you come out alive to complete this task. And it's like, my whole thing is like, okay, it's a post-apocalyptic world. Why does currency have any value though? You know?
I mean, it could still have value.
I guess.
It could still mean something.
We don't know enough about the larger world.
And also, people like you're always down for rebuilding the world. So
Yeah.
and as you could see, is the way society works now. People rarely rebuild things to fix them. They rebuild them to bring them back to the way they were,
Right.
or they don't try to like start a new system. They just reform things.
True.
Not to get political about what's going on here. So I think that money is still a very important thing.
Okay.
Because it's some sort of normalcy. Like, how do we get back
True.
to normalcy? Is having a currency. And
Yeah.
currency is one of those things that always exists no matter what.
Yeah.
Whether it's like, let me trade these rocks for
Right.
this,
Right. Bottle
whatever.
caps like in
to
Fallout.
the lowest form of currency. Currency is a thing. So
Yeah.
we don't know in that point of time. There might be parts of the world, being that Korea, is not, representative of the whole world. Maybe money is still a thing, and just like
Right.
maybe the zombie problem is a Korea problem.
True. So we
But
got
worth watching. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, the trailer looks dope. I'll watch it when it comes out.
Yeah, I got some TV stuff. NBC
Okay.
just announced that.
Yo, what's up, Capone?
Capone? That there's a new show coming out called Young Rock, and it features Dwayne Johnson.
Really?
It's all about The Rock growing up. 11 episodes in the first season.
Wow. What's up, Gary Gaming? How you doing, buddy?
It'll start next January. So The Rock is getting
Okay.
his own TV show. It'll probably feature The Rock wearing funny wigs and looking like a child.
Dude.
That's
I want to see the shot of The Rock in the fanny pack with the gold chain and the black turtleneck. That iconic picture of him
I
hanging
think
out
that's going to be
backstage.
a whole episode.
Yes.
That whole episode is probably going to be about that. I don't know how young though we get. Do we go like young Sheldon Young, or do we go like
I don't know.
teenage Rock? Like, how young are we going?
I don't know, dude. Sounds like it's like an origin story.
And like, is The Rock playing his dad? Because I could see that also.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm down with it. I'll watch it. I'll check it out.
Have you watched anything? Oh, should I watch this nerd
Oh,
show?
I did watch some stuff.
What did you watch?
So, all right, I actually watched this last week, and I meant to talk about it on the cast last week, but I just forgot. So I watched a movie called Lady Bird on Netflix. That is, it's actually, I'll tell you the truth. Like I said this like a few weeks.
It was an Oscar nomination.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know anything about it.
It won a bunch of Oscars.
Sometimes I had mentioned this a couple of months ago on the podcast, but sometimes I just click stuff on Netflix because it has a cool thumbnail. If the logo is in a nice font, I'll click it. So Lady Bird had a sick logo. I didn't read a single thing about the movie, but the logo was sick, and I was just like, I'm clicking it, and I just sat there and I watched the whole movie. I knew nothing about it going in, but basically it's like a coming of age story, and it's good. It's like a little humble movie about a kid going to college and the struggles of like dealing with that on an emotional level, and it was good. Good ass movie.
It's super famous.
Is
It's a
it?
famous movie.
Is it? It's really good. It was really good.
It won a bunch of Oscars,
Then
or at least it was nominated.
I made the mistake of starting a show called Space Force. Have you heard about Space Force? Oh my
Number
god!
one, this show got a lot of press because it was making fun of Trump and his Space Force thing.
Yeah,
And then it finally came out, and I've heard mixed things.
the show's a
I-
piece of shit.
I've heard mostly bad things. However,
It's a piece of shit.
I will not watch it because I do not like Steve Carell. And
Fair.
I don't
All
like
right.
The Office. I don't think 40-Year-Old Virgin is that great of a movie.
Really?
In fact, I think most of Judd Apatow's movies suck. I just saw To have a nice transition, I just saw The King of Staten Island with Pete Davidson.
Any good?
That's a big, yeah, that's a big movie that came out this week. It's like him.
I've
And Bill
seen the
Burr.
trailer for it. I've seen the trailer.
Yeah,
for
it was like a big streaming
Yeah,
movie this
I
week.
know. I know the person that movie's actually based off of. I went to school with him.
You went to school with Pete Davidson?
No, but I met I went to school with this kid from Staten Island that was like his dad. He wasn't a firefighter, but his dad was like one of the huge like police officer. I think he was like I don't know if he was a chief of police of I don't know something like the guy was big deal. And like I went over his house a couple of times, and you could tell his parents probably just wanted this kid to like become a police officer, but he wanted to be anything but it. You know what I mean? And
it's about Pete Davidson's like it's based off his real life because his dad died.
Oh yeah, I have no idea. I didn't know if it was like based off a true story, but like I saw the trailer.
I just saw the trailer for Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh yeah, it looks incredible.
It's got that famous actor in it. The guy at the end, the black guy at the end, is a famous actor.
He was in the first one. I don't know who he is.
Oh, he's a famous actor.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
But yeah, so
what were we talking about? I don't remember.
Oh, The King of New York. I have a King of Staten Island. Yeah, I watched that. It's really good. 7.5 out of 10. But,
okay.
But it's Judd Apatow, and you were talking about Space Force.
Space Force fucking sucked. It's a 3 out of 10. It's trash. Don't watch it.
Yeah, I'm not.
The only reason I finished it was because like I'm that kind of person where if something's like really short, right? It was like 8 episodes and each episode was like a half hour long. If I just full send it. Like even if it's trash, I commit. If it's short enough that I could bang it out in like 2 afternoons, I full send and I commit and I watch it. This was terrible. Don't do it. Fucking trash. Terrible TV show. I could have made something.
I got sucked into a show last night and I watched all 12 episodes in one sitting. It's 20-minute episodes. It's a reality show about, it's not even a reality show. It's basically like Pawn Stars, but not. It's about this store called Generation Cool in Tucson. The show is called Slobby's World. Slobby. And it's about this guy who owns a store that's strictly nostalgia. So it's like Bulls tees, Gucci bootlegs, like all this sort of shit. Like Ninja Turtle shit. Like it's basically like nostalgia wear. And like, rap tees, band tees, toys, like polo shirts, like Gucci shirts, like Louis Vuitton shit, like bootleg shit. And basically it's like a nerd store, but like they sell everything for like way overpriced shit. And I don't know, he's a character and I'm into nostalgia, and it's a very nostalgia show, dude. But it's like an Instagram page come to life of like nostalgic shit. I watched 12 episodes in one sitting while just hanging on the couch, like barely paying attention. Super easy to watch. If you were born in the 80s or the 90s, this is a good show for you.
When you said Slobby's World, I instantly only could think of one thing, and that was Bobby's World. Bobby's World. Holy shit. Do you remember Bobby's World?
Yeah.
Dude, what the
I watched an episode recently.
Howie Mandel.
I watched Bobby's World recently. I also got into a 5-episode binge of Supermarket Sweep the other day.
Nice.
Supermarket Sweep is a great show. They're all on Prime. They're on Amazon Prime.
Shit. What were the other things we just talked about? What is this called?
Slobby's World.
Slobby's World.
Yeah, it's all about a
Slobby.
Why?
Okay.
Yeah, it's all about Generation Cool, which is like a store in in Arizona. But it's all like nostalgia shit. It's pretty cool. Like
nice.
They sell like all like the wrestling, like the oversized wrestling shirts from back in the day, all
stuff like that.
Fucking, lots of hats, they're selling like fucking like, Highlander hat, like a Michelin guy hat, but it's all like, they have all these wrestling toys and like, foam fingers and shit.
Yeah.
And like, it's like an everything store, but then like a ton of like, puffy jacket jerseys and all that old like throwback shit.
Yeah.
And they sell it for like, way too much money to like hipster girls.
Very nice.
But it's a cool store full of cool shit. And it's all about like how he finds all the shit at like swap meets and shit like that. It's pretty fun show. just like brainless TV. I've been watching a lot of like heavy TV. We've been watching, we've been watching a lot of documentaries and watching the news and doing a lot of like reading and catching up with like Black Lives Matter stuff and trying to educate our stuff. But it was nice to just like watch some brainless ass shit.
Of course, yeah. You got to.
Which brings me to pro wrestling.
Oh wait, before we get into wrestling, there is from the least reputable clickbait website on the internet a headline article that is stating that The Walking Dead's delayed season 10 finale finally has a planned air date.
Oh yeah, when's that?
From comicbook.com. Clickbait. Comicbookclickbait.com. The Walking Dead season finale, delayed by coronavirus, has a planned air date on AMC, according to creator and executive producer Robert Kirkman. Season 10 finale, A Certain Doom, was postponed indefinitely in March, weeks before its scheduled April 12th airing, after AMC shut down production on all 3 Walking Dead shows amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Showrunner Angelina Kang and executive producer Greg Nicotero, who directed the special effects heavy episode, later explained avoiding a delay was impossible, as remaining work on the finale could not be completed before industry-wide closures impacted The Walking Dead's post-production facilities in California. The old Walking Dead show will be coming back, will be airing. I know dates. I don't think they're public, Kirkman said on cartoonist kayfabe, but we have the finale of season 10. There will be more Walking Dead television for you at some point in the future. Okay, so they don't have the date. It's not public. Comicbook.com clickbaited once again. But
did you just read it for the first time on?
Yeah. California permitted film and television production to resume on June 12th, with new health protocols in place, making it possible for The Walking Dead to premiere its 10th season finale as soon as July. Kang previously told Comic, so there's no date, but it sounds like it might happen in July. Probably, I'm going to guess around Comic-Con. That's when they always do it. So, that's when Comic-Con has always been like a Walking Dead heavy thing. So I know there's no Comic-Con happening like it normally does, but there are going to be like some things that are live streamed. If The Walking Dead is one of those things, they'll probably announce, that'll probably be their big thing, is like they'll have an announced date for the finale at Comic-Con. That's my guess. Anyway, let's move on into wrestling.
Let's do it. Real quick, we'll go over our results from the piece of shit show that was Backlash.
Oh, God.
Backlash was pretty crappy. It was like a one-match show. Well, maybe 2. But is Mets in the chat? Is that piece of shit here?
I'm not sure.
All right, well, fuck him. He usually pops in right about now. Like he's watching under a fake name, and then we start talking about him, he switches into his Mets account.
Yeah.
Okay. So, WWE had Backlash this weekend. I officially canceled my WWE network because I'm not paying them a fucking dime anymore. Here we go. Apollo Crews first Andrade happened in the pre-show. They've, really spent a lot of time wasting our time on Monday Night Raw, building up on Andrade and Selena and Humberto and all these people and Apollo Crews just to throw it on the pre-show and to throw it away in 7 minutes. Apollo Crews won, which we all thought. So good for him. Thanks for wasting our time, WWE. Next up, we had Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus in a piss throwing contest. I had Sheamus, you had Sheamus, Mets had Hardy. I didn't see who won. I think Sheamus won.
Sheamus won.
Okay, so we were right. Fuck you, Mets. And the feud continues. So then we get to the main show. We realize that Backlash has been around since 1999.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Big 5.
No.
Big 5th. It should be. It should be a big 5th for as long as it's been around.
It's only big if something big happens.
I know, but I'm just saying, like 21 years, like it should be.
No.
It should be more prominent than it is. You know what I mean? They should have. Hey, they should have said like last year. Oh, guys, by the way, it's the 20th Backlash. You know what I mean? The fuck.
It wasn't because they didn't do it for like a bunch of years because they don't care.
They did.
No, Backlash missed a bunch of years.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. All right.
You think there's been a Backlash every year? I don't think
they could have said it's the 20th anniversary of the first Backlash.
Or they would have been lying, but I mean, it doesn't matter. They lie about everything anyway.
You're right.
So then we have Bailey and Sasha versus the Iconics versus Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. This was actually a pretty good match. I like that they did it a little bit differently, where they had.
I'm spiraling, dude. I'm spiraling. As soon as you said the word Iconics, their theme song just got instantly stuck in my head.
How's their theme song go? I forgot. Oh, their theme song is terrible.
Dude.
Their theme song is terrible.
I'm dying inside.
Who thought of that theme song? They were just like
The
this
COs,
sounds Australian.
man.
This sounds
COs.
like
The
this sounds
CFOs.
Australian. This sounds Australian. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That was a good match. I like how they did the tornado rules, like the lucha rules, where everybody was in the match at the same time.
I know, finally. Why in wrestling do they have 6 woman or 6-man tag matches with only 2 people in? It's triple threat tag team. Put 3 of the fuckers in the ring. It just makes
WWE
sense.
Can't figure it out. They don't know how to do it.
It only
Sasha
took
and
them
Bayley,
50 years to figure it out. Holy shit.
I know. Everybody else has been doing it. WWE does not. Bailey and Sasha won. Mets said Iconics, so Mets, you lose.
I
Mets, you
I
are 1 for
really
3 so far, Mets.
I really didn't know what they were going to do with that match, because we know that Bailey and Sasha just have the tag team titles put on them just to use it as a means to propel them into their own feud when they lose them. But, you know, we didn't know if they were going to lose them here, or maybe like on a random SmackDown before SummerSlam, or maybe at the next pay-per-view at Extreme Rules. You know what I mean? We don't know.
Okay, so Dan,
But you're
Backlash
right.
started in 1999.
Okay.
And the last Backlash was April 26, 2009. Then they brought it back September of 2016.
Are you sure?
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure.
Are you
And
sure
then
that it wasn't just like a Raw exclusive in between those years, or a SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view in those years?
No, because it's here. I'm looking at the Wikipedia.
Okay.
And then so then we have the 16, 17, 2018. There was no Backlash last year, and then there was one this year.
Okay.
So there's been 15 Backlashes.
Hey.
15 Backlashes in 21 years. So they could have said this is the 15th birthday of Backlash, which wouldn't have made sense either. And usually they're kind of in the area of wherever WrestleMania was. Or no, that's not true. Not at all. It was at the Prudential Center, though, in 2018. Regardless. So we then get Asuka versus Nia Jax. I was worried the whole time because I don't trust Nia Jax. She's trash city. She's a city trash bag. Asuka won, thank God. We all thought that.
Asuka lost. No, it was a draw.
Oh, right.
Double
Well, she
count
won.
out.
No, Asuka won.
No, it was a double count out. Asuka
No.
retained the title, but she didn't win.
Oh, right. It was a double count out.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
And did you see what they did on Raw?
No, what did they do on Raw?
Another non-finish with Asuka.
Yeah, because they're against who?
Nia Jax.
Dude, I turned on Raw. I had Raw on for like a hot minute. I think that's what I turned on. I think I turned on that match or something. Somewhere in the middle.
Dude, but I will say, in the midst of all this, you know, recently it came out that Paul Heyman was let go from his position on Monday Night Raw, and he's not fired from the company, but his
He
role.
doesn't work there. He's not only working with Brock. At this point.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's reduced to his role as an on-screen personality. So, as a result of this, a lot of people were bugging out, like, all these people that Heyman has been vying for and pushing over the last almost year now on Raw are probably going to take a huge back seat. Asuka was on that list of people that everybody was worried about, especially me. But WrestleTalk TV reported an exclusive news item today that one of their sources is reporting that Asuka's push is fine and that Vince McMahon is totally behind her because of her commitment to the company and what's the word that I'm looking for here? Reliability during the early days of the COVID pandemic. So her push is safe, apparently, according to WrestleTalk. Anyway, moving on.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
We had Braun versus Miz and Morrison. I thought that the Miz and Morrison music video that they showed on this was the best thing that they've done so far.
Dude, I was so impressed because obviously, like,
apparently they showed it like on SmackDown, or they showed it on.
They showed the whole thing on the pre-show. Yeah.
I didn't see the pre-show, the pre-show.
So, like, dude, the thing that blew me away by this was, like, yes, it was pitch corrected, right? And yes, you know what I mean? Like, they definitely, like, kind of auto-tuned it up and, you know, whatever. But what amazed me is you can fix pitch, right? You can fix pitch, but you cannot fix a shit performance, right? So these guys, Morrison and The Miz, both, even if they weren't hitting the notes right and they pitch corrected it, they still did a great job performing the song. You know what I mean?
Right.
And,
right.
like, it sounded really good. It really did.
It was
What's
just,
going
it
on
was
in
all-
chat? Shane, how you doing?
It was just fun.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a great job with that. I was impressed. Anyway, what was the next match?
The next match was Drew McIntyre versus. Did I skip something? Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Roode.
Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was okay. It was fine. It ended in a really, really, really poor way.
Yeah, it's kind of a dumbass non-finish again. No, it finished, but you know, distracted finish. I like this match actually. Like you had said during the match, like you thought it was sloppy, and yeah, there were a couple of instances where like Bobby Lashley dropped Drew McIntyre on his neck, and like a couple of near spills there. But like overall, the match had a lot of energy, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. And this was like the first time since his return, and maybe first time ever, that I actually enjoyed what they were doing with Bobby Lashley. Like, I was enjoying a Bobby Lashley match. I was like, holy shit, this is actually good. And I give a lot of the credit to MVP. Having MVP as a manager for this guy has done wonders for the character overall. Because MVP's great. Not a lot of people are talking about it. MVP's fucking great. And a lot of that is his voice. MVP's voice is he's just such a shit-eating heel. You know what I mean? And he's so good at it. You know what I mean? He really is. And that guy, we shit on WWE a lot on this podcast. You know what I mean? But when I got to give credit where credit is due. They did a good job with MVP, and using him to turn around the Bobby Lashley character has been good. I'll give him that. 2 thumbs up on that for me.
Yeah. And you know what? But I think Bobby Lashley's doing an all right job. It's just poor writing.
Anyway.
Oh,
and then we had the greatest match ever.
What a terrible idea. These poor guys had to go through this and do this. And to think about how it was done, our show's running long, so I don't want to go so deep in depth on this.
Yeah.
We were told before the match started that we were going to get audio enhancements, lighting enhancements, camera enhancements. They shot it like a movie, which means that this match was 43 minutes long, but they were definitely in the ring for longer than that.
Oh, yeah.
They were in the ring probably for 2 hours filming all this stuff. They had to get camera shots of Edge getting a DDT from the mat's angle, like a GoPro.
Yeah.
They did all this stuff, and then we find out that Edge tore his biceps or triceps.
Tricep, yeah.
Yeah, like that's it. He's done for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's fucked up because they could have had a really good match, and this match would have over delivered, and it did over deliver. Like it was like it's so weird.
It was good.
But think about it. It was
good.
When you promise the greatest match ever, is that like our expectations are completely you know.
Well, the thing
like
is,
nobody thinks that's going to happen. So imagine they just had a really good match, and we would have been like, oh my god, it was like the best match in so long from both of them.
Yeah.
And then it would have been like whatever. It would have been cool. That was cool. But you know,
dude,
I don't know.
This is the whole thing, right? I love what they were going for with like doing a lot of.
Also, Metz said Edge was going to win, and he was wrong.
Yeah, I knew Randy Orton was
Metz
gonna
got one thing right this whole pay-per-view.
It's because he's dumb. But so I love what they were going for, right? So the whole thing was that both of these guys by like towards the end of the match had dug so far into their bags that they had to reach out and use moves from other WWE superstars of the past, like the angle slam and the rock bottom and the pedigree, you know, like pulling out all the stops, like trying to figure out how to beat the other guy. I love that. That's amazing. But Edge, as long as Edge has been around, you know what I mean? Even though he hasn't been around in a long time, like as storied as his career is, and as long as Randy Orton's been around right now, like they're just not the dudes for that spot. You know what I mean? I just feel like neither of them Like, neither of them, like, those aren't the guys that I want to see doing those moves and pulling them out. Like, I think a more proper, like, scenario for that would have been a long-ass time ago when they did the final Austin versus The Rock match. You know what I mean? If they started busting out everybody's moves, like doing fucking Hulk Hogan moves and Ultimate Warrior moves and the Vader Bomb and all this stuff, from the past, from that point in time.
It's something that doesn't happen. People bust out other people's moves all the time now.
Yes, but like the way that it was presented in this match was like they were going down the fucking the walk of fame, like the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? Like taking a trip to the past. You know what I mean? I just feel like Edge and Randy Orton aren't those two guys to take that trip with. You know what I mean? It should have been Austin and The Rock like 20 years ago, dude.
Sure.
That's my main point.
What they were going for worked, just not with them.
Or it would have worked also with like Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. You know what I mean? That would have been another opportunity where they could have done that.
The concept works. Just then they were just not the right guys for it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I thought it was good, despite the weirdness of like adding crowd noise and stuff.
Oh, that was so weird, dude.
But I heard the next night on Raw that Randy actually cut a really good promo about it all.
So Edge, Christian. Did you hear what happened with Christian?
Did they ever have the fight then, or no?
Yeah. So this is what happened.
They did.
Yeah. So it wasn't a real fight, but this is what happened. Did you see Ric Flair on Raw?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So basically, what happened is Randy Orton challenged Christian to a no holds barred match. The whole show was Christian debating whether he wanted to do the match or not. Big Show was trying to talk him up. Ric Flair was there. Ric Flair tried to talk him down. He's like, you cannot do this, dude. Randy Orton's at the top of his game. He's going to eat you alive. You're going to regret this. Mm-hmm. Christian gets ready for the match. Ric Flair comes out to the ring. And he's like, I'm not letting this happen. You can't do this. And Christian's like, I have to do this. So Ric Flair gets out of the way. Bell rings. Ric Flair rolls back in the ring. What does he do? Low blows Christian. Dirtiest player in the game. Low blows Christian. And then Randy Orton, head punt. Legend Killer's back.
Oh man, imagine you were one of the people who they got like hooked. Like you were going to watch Raw anyway, but imagine the people that got like hooked in to like, I'm going to watch Christian return.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh,
so it was pretty ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. It was completely out of control, ridiculous. Like, but I like the main point is, as stupid as it was, I like that they're returning now to the legend killer Randy Orton. You know what I mean? He did it to Edge now. He did the head punt to Christian the next night. This is a return to the legend killer, which, in my opinion, was the best we've ever seen from Randy Orton. And maybe this is a good thing. You know, Raw needs a top heel. Maybe Randy Orton's the guy.
This is the best Randy Orton since like 10 years ago.
Definitely. So
10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the better company. We have AEW and NXT tonight.
Yes. Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Knox versus Sasha Banks and Bayley for the titles, right?
Yes,
on NXT.
That is the preview. Let me pull it up. I got the previews right here, my man. Hang on. Guys, we're running to the end of our show here, so we're going to get this going for you. All right. We have Imperium versus Breezango for the NXT Tag Team titles. And then we have the Women's Tag Team Championship match of Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Tegan Knox and Shotzi Blackheart. Now, get me if I'm wrong. Weren't there 2 Women's Tag Team title belts, or is there only
one?
Okay. Why did I think there was 2?
Because there's 2 main roster
2 of everything?
Shows. Yeah.
Okay, so Tegan Knox and Shotzi versus Sasha and Bayley. I think this would be really fun. However, sorry, you go.
No, I'm just really excited to see Shotzi Blackheart get in there with like somebody like Sasha Banks and Bayley. You know what I mean? Because I got a lot of faith in Shotzi Blackheart. I think she can go really far. So I'm curious to see how she works with people that have gone really far. You know what I mean? I want to see what that looks like on paper.
So Dan, I think it's me and you versus Brothers Jacobs, because they have no faith in Shotzi Blackheart. So I think we have to.
Dude, that's all I can say.
We have to really root for her, and hopefully
this is what I think is going to happen with Shotzi Blackheart, right? Her character and gimmick that they got going on in NXT is ridiculous. It's over the top, but McMahon loves shit like that. You got to remember. So if she makes it to Raw or SmackDown or something like that, they're going to take that fucking character and make it as ridiculous as possible and push it to the fucking moon. I guarantee it. Guarantee it, dude.
Okay, so that's the NXT preview. Before we jump into AEW, so you heard all the shit, right? What's going down at WWE right now? How
COVID.
So somebody tested positive like a week ago, but they didn't tell anybody until today.
Of course.
So now they're taping all of their tapings right now.
Yeah.
Well, they're taping everything today. 205 Live, NXT, Raw, SmackDown. So right now, as it's updated 3 times by now, PW Insider reports that WWE's tapings are now finally underway, 2 hours behind schedule. The company's still waiting on talents and staff to enter the Performance Center, as some of them have still not received their COVID-19 test results. John Pollock of Post Wrestling added that the tapings have started with episodes of 205 Live and Main Event. It's now reporting that WWE has canceled the taping of the June 26th episode of SmackDown. And due onto the delays and is getting today's production started. The show will now tape on June 26th, just a few hours before it airs on Fox. WWE is still set to tape next week's Raw Main Event and 2 episodes of 205 Live at the Performance Center before heading to Full Sail before heading to Full Sail for 2 NXT episodes.
Dude, that's what I've been saying, that they should be filming at fucking Full Sail instead of the Performance Center. Really?
NXT has been, I thought.
But House in Your House was at fucking the Performance Center.
You know what? You might be right. Maybe they haven't been at Full Sail. Maybe they're just getting back into Full Sail.
Dude, they need to go to Full Sail, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
if they haven't, they need to be, because like it's just like it's a better room than the Performance Center. Fucking sucks, dude. Fuck that place. I'm so done with it. You know.
I mean, it's a great place to like learn how to wrestle.
Yeah, but to put on shows for 5 months is like shit. The reason AEW works so well is because they're at Daly's place. It's amazing scenery. We get to watch the fucking sunset every night on Dynamite. It's awesome. The Florida sunset.
Oh my God. The report notes that this could be the longest WWE taping ever in the company history. They're scheduled to tape shows from June 29th to July 1st, and then again from July 13th to the 15th. Then Extreme Rules Live. The reason for the long taping is because yesterday's taping was canceled after the Performance Center trainee tested positive for COVID. You know what's crazy about this? They could just do what New Japan did. New Japan came back.
K-Trock, thanks for the follow, buddy. Appreciate you. What do you say?
New Japan just came back after being canceled since February 28th. What did they do? They made an announcement last week saying how much that it was important for them that their wrestlers were safe and that their staff was safe and that their fans were safe. And basically, we're going to come back. We're going to do a special show next week. We're not going to announce anything. Come watch it. It'll be free for everybody to watch on our network. And then the next day, we're starting a fucking tournament. We're starting the New Japan Cup. Here's the brackets. And this is the days how it's going to fall. He's like, and then the final will be the first show in front of people. Like, it's so smart. And like, we're only going to be up at a 33%. Everyone's going to get tested. Literally, the first special episode was watching all the wrestlers get tested. Yeah. Like, you watch them get tested when they enter the building. And then, like, they'll have 2 matches. And then they have people come out in, like, fucking hazmat suits and clean the ring. And they show it in the background. It's crazy. But the matches were good. And because it's a tournament, everything's important. And like, they're like being hardcore about it, and they've announced that they're going to be doing more stuff for fans later on. But like, I get it, they're a different business model than WWE, but WWE has so much shit they can show that's not wrestling. Like, if they had just taken a break and showed like specials or documentaries, or did less, like 205 Main Event, like these are things that don't need to happen. Like, you know, I get it because they have like a contract, but like, I don't know, they should have taped all these things a while ago and stopped trying to do things live. You know, it's very and there's all these other things going on with WWE about how they don't want people to wear fucking masks. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
They don't want people to wear masks. They're like, if you care about WWE, you wouldn't wear a mask.
Right.
And apparently, they're still letting family and friends in for the tapings today.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, like, I don't know, man.
They don't give a fuck, man.
Yeah. Tony Khan, in terms of AEW, right? In contrast, right, has said this week he came out to specify that all backstage personnel and all wrestlers surrounding the ring and wrestlers that compete on Dynamite and AEW in general are tested at the beginning of each week. But He did not say that the people that are sitting in the stands behind get tested. So he left that out. So I don't know, man. And also at the start of the week, right?
Yeah.
He didn't say they get tested before Dynamite. You know what I mean? Or before Dark gets filmed. You know what I mean?
They get their temperature checked, and they.
Right, but the test occurs probably on a Monday.
Did you watch like Being the Elite? Like they got the two wristbands
Yes.
they make them wear.
Dude, Being the Elite. Oh my god. This episode of Being the Elite had the funniest, my new favorite BTE moment that I've ever seen. When fucking Nick Jackson canceled canceled Private Party, he's like,
you hated that segment so much.
I hated the Private Party segments just because they were so long. But he came out and he was like, guys, I'm sorry to say the feedback's been bad from the fans. They hate your bit. We're canceling your spot on BTE. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, no, guys, it's a shoot. And they're like, it's a shoot. And he's like, no, I'm legitimate. He's like, he's legitimate. He's like, I'm serious. He's like, yeah, you're serious. He's like, guys, I'm dead ass. And the fucking lightning sound effect. And they're like, oh shit, he's dead ass.
Yeah, they changed the lighting.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, he's dead. He's dead ass.
That was so fucking good, man. That was as good as when Cody told he told I fucking hate you and I hope you die.
Oh. Flip? Was it
yeah, Flip Gordon. And he was like, Flip, I fucking hate you and I hope you die.
That was pretty good too.
Those are the two moments that out of all of BTE that stand out to me the most. Nick Deadass Jackson, man. So
yeah, the last like 25 minutes we were talking, I was watching this match from MLW because I don't think they've been taping, but they're doing a Lucha Brothers anthology. They just showed a match. It was Pentagon versus Phoenix.
Yo, where's he at?
They're stuck in Mexico.
Oh fuck, man.
But they just showed a match between the two of them. These two dudes are fucking crazy. The shit they did in the ring is fucking insane.
Yeah. Metz is here. Metz, you only got one match right on Backlash. We already went over it. All right. So anyway, is there any more wrestling news to get to, or is that it?
Yeah.
Are we done? We got more?
Well, we could talk about the Saudi Arabia plane incident.
Oh, God.
Other than that, it was proven that pretty much it was a hostile takeover.
Hostage situation.
And it seems like the Saudi Arabian government owes WWE a lot of money.
And they went back after that, dude.
I think they keep going back because they're probably afraid they're going to get fucking murdered.
Jesus Christ, man.
Okay, AEW preview for tonight. Just to run through it, we got the Young Bucks versus Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah.
God damn.
It's all right.
It's so loud over here. I don't know if you can hear it.
It's not that bad.
Okay. Young Bucks versus Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc. MJF versus Billy Gunn. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, God.
Number one contender tag team title match. Best Friends versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, a.k.a. the Sex Gods.
That name is so good, dude.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great.
Where did that come from? Like, Jericho just came up with it.
I think Jericho just said we're sex because
sex gods.
Well, they call Sammy Guevara a Spanish sex god.
Yeah.
And then he starts calling him a Spanish god, and then they were just like, we're the sex gods.
Sex gods, dude.
Sex gods. And then AEW World Tag Team Championship match, Kenny Omega and Hangman versus Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall. And I think we're going to get some Brandy Rhodes and Bunny stuff. Because the Bunny storyline. Yeah. The Bunny stuff has been a long story. And then TNT Championship match, Cody versus TBD.
Have you seen Brandy Rhodes?
I'm sorry. I would really like the Kenny Omega Hangman match, that tag team belt championship match, to be the main event. But it is versus Dustin and QT Marshall, which is like whatever.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be kind of weird to have Cody Rhodes in the main event every week.
Yeah, they shouldn't do that. It's too much. They need to I'm fine with it being on the line every week, but they should put it in the middle of the card at some point. Put it at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
Start the night off.
You could start the night off with it too. There's a lot they could do with it to put it in as the focus without having it be the main event every week.
The problem is there's nothing sexy about like QT Marshall and Gold Dust versus
Yeah. And there's nothing sexy about that match. But and I want to know they said it. Jim Ross said it. When is the fucking finished version of that title gonna get shown off, dude?
Oh, he said it?
Yeah, he said that like the version that you see of the TNT title is not the finished product.
Oh, well, yeah.
There's going to be gold involved, you know what I mean? So when?
Yeah, what's taking so long on that?
Yeah.
Like you would think that they would have like #1 priority over shit like that.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it looks like we're in store for a good night of NXT and a good night of AEW. Beyond that, I got nothing else.
Dude, I got nothing. Oh, I played Wolfenstein 3D the other day.
Nice, man. That's a classic. It's
kind of like Doom.
It's Wolfenstein came before Doom, actually. Doom was a clone of Wolfenstein.
It did?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Really?
Yep.
I mean, because they look exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's the same engine. It's the same thing. They just took the Nazis and replaced them with demons, which are basically one and the same anyway. So,
it's true.
Well, that's been all from us. This has been the Rude Dude Cast episode 181. Wow. As always, you can find us on Facebook.com/RudeDudeCast, Twitter and Instagram at TheRudeDudeCast, and you can catch us here on Twitch.tv/man_Deronius. Check the fucking the description on whatever service you're on for the spelling of that, or just click the link.
You gotta make it bigger. It's really tiny on our OBS.
Oh yeah, well it's like that on purpose for when I play games. I just want it really small. But yeah, I'll put our links on the screen. It's just been laziness. I'll do that.
It's all good.
So that's all. Catch us next Wednesday, 1 p.m. right here. Mike Terry.
Next Wednesday.
Are we not doing Wednesday? Oh, I am.
I think I usually am. I'm getting tattooed soon, so I gotta.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, dude, maybe you won't.
Dude, I'm getting a fucking haircut, bro. Phase 1, bro. Phase 1. Look at this fucking thing. It's fucking
nice.
crazy.
That's fine. Shorter than my hair.
Dude, this is terrible. I officially have Kenny Omega hair.
You do. You really do. You really do.
Look at this. This is totally Kenny Omega.
You really, really do. It's true, dude.
Is the show over? Well, deuces and gooses.
Goodbye and good night. Deuces.
And gooses. Bang.
Very nice. AC on, baby.
Oh,
Holy shit, I am swamp ass city.